Family, it's your favorite queer radio personality, Anna DeShawn, and this is Queer News. This week, I'm gearing up to come back to our regularly scheduled programs, but I'm just not ready yet. And Sunday was our editor's birthday. That's right, this pod is a total Virgo situation. Aren't you happy to hear that? I know you're happy to hear that. I mean, some of your favorite people are Virgos, period. So let's all say happy birthday to Experience J, who keeps this podcast sounding amazing. When people tell me, and I love your voice, I think to myself, thank you and thank you, X. So my birthday is 1 week and hers is the next. So we decided to take a little break right these last couple of weeks. And I say little because we ain't missed a week. But I did need to change it up, and I appreciate y'all's grace. So, last week I played our Change the Pattern episode, which I hope you enjoyed, right? And this week I'm going to do some rapid fire queer news stories that I think you should know about. But before we get into the stories, I have to say thank you to all the people who joined the QCrew over the last 2 weeks. The campaign was such a great success, and we've gained 45 new queer news subscribers to the podcast. Can I thank Pat, SSCH, Brian, Mimi, Susan, Teresa, Felicia, Bianca, Teresa, Nzinga, Cece, Brad, Alexandra, Emily, Maureen, Jamie, Cy, Gaylon, Tracy, Michael, Karenina, Jondalyn, Crystal, Shelly, Paula, Lana, Randy, Amber, Kathy, Jasmine, Bernice, Dominic, Tiffany, Maya, Angela, Shirley, Dante, Nikki, Yanni, Kyla, Amy, Kelly, Elsie, Crystal, and Jesselyn. Thank y'all so much. Yes, thank y'all for joining the QCrew. Thank you for seeing the value in queer news. Thank you for loving how I report on the news and how we show up for the community. Thank y'all so much. Now, family who may not know, the QCrew helps us support queer news by supplementing the costs, okay? Podcast hosting, podcast editing, podcast marketing, travel, PR. Yo, it's a whole mood. Now, if you believe in this work that we do, if you love the consistency, if you want to see more of it, right? And you want to see more LGBTQ stories amplified, then you got to join the QCrew. A link is in the show notes. Now, family, the Qube is still on tour. The Qube is my podcast production company, creating podcasts that celebrate Black and brown queer folks' stories. Now, do you live in Minneapolis? That is our next stop. Minneapolis, where you at? Meet me outside. Meet me outside. Oh, meet me outside. Our activation is taking place September the 9th in collab with Matriarch Digital Media. Go get your ticket today. The Qube's immersive listening experience has been making its way across the country, and the people have been loving it. Now, this past couple of weeks, we were in Denver, right? And we held 2 activations. They were sold out and amazing. We listened to the Qube's podcast trailers and then talk about our experiences with that topic. We also talk about podcast production. It's been an enriching experience. Go get your ticket today. Don't let me be in Minneapolis by myself. You already know, the link is in the show notes. Now, let's get into these queer news headlines, rapid fire style. Let's go. Laura Ann Carlton, we speak your name today. I've seen this story for the last couple of weeks. Y'all already know where we've been, but I knew that this had to be the first story today. Laura Ann Carlton, we speak your name. She was known for being a fierce LGBTQ comrade, and she was murdered in California's San Bernardino Mountains outside of her own business after refusing to take down a pride flag. It's been reported that the pride flag had been removed multiple times over the last 2 years that she had her business. From everything that I've read, she was a pillar of the community and beloved by so many. May we all have a little piece of Laura's courage out here in the world. We speak her name today. In Boston, they are no longer requiring folks to register their sex or gender identity on their marriage licenses. So if you want to, you can, but if you don't have to. And I'm here for that. Boston has a new gender awareness initiative where they are looking at all city services that collect gender data and examining where it's necessary and where it's not. This moment with the marriage licenses is because of that work. Now, in Brazil, their Supreme Federal Court has ruled 9-1 that homophobic speech is the same as racist hate speech. But they didn't stop there. They went on to say that homophobic speech can be punished with prison time. Now, I fundamentally understand, but we also know prison doesn't cure homophobia, right? Right, but I do appreciate the zero tolerance. I know where they're going with it. We need more of that. We need more zero tolerance. More countries saying this isn't tolerated here. But prison, I don't think it's going to help. The homophobia part. Y'all know Indeed, right? The site where you go find a job. Well, if you work for Indeed and identify as trans, they are offering $10,000 to relocate you to live in a state with anti-trans laws. Since the company is headquartered in Austin, Texas, we already know why this is a concern for their employees. Honestly, the way that this global workforce and worker from home situation is set up, it needs to be a concern for every single company. But I digress. We're talking about Indeed right now because we already know Governor Abbott is just as terrifying as DeSantis. He's just not running for president. So big ups to Indeed. Family, have you heard that the Bayard Rustin trailer has dropped? Yes, Netflix released it on the same day as the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington. How fitting is that? Coleman Domingo is playing Bayard, and I honestly cannot wait to see it because we know how talented Coleman is and we know how rich Bayard Rustin's story is. And let me just say, Rustin deserves all of his flowers, and I hope this film continues to cement his legacy as someone who, without him in the movement, there would be no March on Washington. There would be no moment where the I Have a Dream speech continues to echo in every single school, church, room, home, across the world 60 years later. You feel me? For our last quick fire queer news story today, did y'all see that the queen herself, Diana Ross, surprised Beyonce in the LA tourist stop for Renaissance singing Happy Birthday? Have y'all seen the videos? It just warms my heart because Beyonce is a true music fan, okay? And when you see two legends together, and Diana Ross is 75, child, I feel like she's looked the same my whole entire life. I don't know what her regimen is, but I want some of it, okay? The whole crowd singing Happy Birthday, led by Diana Ross, was a whole mood. The fans of LA got a special treat, no doubt about it. Now, I hope y'all have enjoyed this rapid fire queer news episode, and this marks the end of our summer interview series. I had an amazing time interviewing Nadine Smith, Ken Mejia Bill, the Authentic Selves book group, right? Samia Bashir, Wynn Starks, and Brandon Wolf. I'm looking to do more interviews. You know, I want to keep talking with folks in this way. I missed it. Clearly, I missed it. I enjoyed it. And so hopefully I can do maybe once a month, you know, because I do enjoy talking with our people who are making impacts across the country. And honestly, listenership didn't change. So I guess y'all enjoyed it too, right? Now, I always have to end with a word because Anna's always got a word. And today my word is push. I have a lot of dreams and desires for my life. That's the first step, but that dream doesn't make anything happen, child. Nothing. It gives me a spark, but it is the action that makes things happen. The energy it takes to act just isn't there all the time. It's just not. Now, sometimes I'm called to rest. Sure. I know we talk a lot about rest today. That is so incredibly important. But can we also talk about the times when we are called to push? Push. We got to push through and do what needs to be done. And so as we begin to knock on fall's door, okay, and the holidays are quickly approaching, this is the time to push through and remember what intentions we set back in January. This time right now is when so much of that comes together. So don't miss the moment, family. Push. Till next week. Peace. If you enjoyed what you heard, Rate and review us inside your favorite podcasting app. This podcast is written and produced by me, Anna DeShawn, and brought to you by E3 Radio, your #1 queer radio station playing queer music and reporting on queer news in high rotation.